Short exercise 4-12, we will be calculating current ratio. So Idaho Refrigeration has these account balances at December 31st, 2025. We can view the account balances here, and then we have some requirements. So our first requirement is to calculate Idaho Refrigeration's current ratio. Number 2 is how much in current assets does Idaho Refrigeration have for every dollar of current liabilities that it owes. So these accounts are in no particular order. We're going to minimize them here. So for requirement 1, we calculate Idaho Refrigeration's current ratio around your answers to 2 decimal places. So first they want us to plug in current ratio in words. So hopefully you remember that the formula is comparing total current assets divided by total current liabilities. So it's trying to measure our ability to pay our current liabilities with current assets. So I'll reopen our account balance table and go through these and figure out which ones are current assets. So on the right hand side here I have my Excel scratch paper, my version of scratch paper for videos. So let's go through here and find our first current asset. So notes payable, no. Prepaid rent, yes, that is a current asset. So we will put in, copy and paste our label here, $2,300 for our prepaid rent. So going down our list, next we have supplies for $500. So we can go ahead and copy and paste that label and input $500. And then below supplies, we have a contra asset, accumulated depreciation on equipment. However, that is not a current asset, so we'll keep moving down our list. We have accounts receivable, you can just input AR for short, and that is a total of $5,700. And then last but not least, we have cash. Cash is also a current asset, so we can go ahead and either type that in or copy paste, input $3,500. And then you'll click into the cell you want the total in here in the Excel, and so you'll hit Alt equals, and that will give us the selected area for our sum, and we'll hit enter, and that gives us a total current assets of 12,000 even. So we can put that here in requirement 1 and also on our scratch paper here. And then next in our formula, we need to find our total current liabilities. So I also have that here on the scratch paper. So go through these. Salaries payable comes up first. So again, these current liabilities are anything we expect to pay in the next 30 days. So the salaries payable will be first, so we can copy and paste and input our label here if we want. And then for $3,000. And then next up we go down our list, accounts payable, that is another current liability, so we will input that next, so we can put in AP for short for this one, and 3,700. And again for the total you can hit Alt equals as the keyboard shortcut, and that will give us a total of 6,700. So we can go ahead, input 6,700 for our liabilities, and also on my accounting lab where it counts. And then we'll need to do a little bit of quick math here to get our current ratio. So we can get our calculator out and do 12,000 in total current assets divided by 6,700 in total current liabilities. And that is going to give us 1.79104 something or other. However, this asks us to round our answer to 2 decimal places. So since this third digit is 4 or less, this is going to be 1.79 rounded down. You can also do this on your scratch paper here in Excel and put in equals into this cell. Take our total current assets and divide those by the bottom cell, the total current liabilities, and that will also give you the 1.791 answer, and then we'll round that down to 1.79. So let's go ahead and close out of our calculator and check our answer. Well done. Okay, now we are on to requirement 2. So how much in current assets does Idaho Refrigeration have for every dollar of current liabilities that it owes? Enter the amount to the nearest cent. So what they're asking you is really what this formula up above is telling you. So we have that $12,000 in total current assets to use to pay our total current liabilities. So how much per dollar of the thing on the bottom, the total current liabilities, do we have of the thing on the top, the total current assets? So remember this ratio here of this 1.79 is the same as saying 1.79 over 1. And that would represent the current liability. So for every dollar of current liabilities, the company has $1.79 of current assets. So now, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Well, it technically depends on the industry that the company is in. Different industries have different types of ratios, so always compare to the industry average, which you can find online, versus a competitor. But the general rule of thumb is you definitely want this number, the amount of current assets, to be higher than the current liabilities. So let's go ahead and input our answer of 1.79. So the company has 1.79 of current assets for every dollar of current liabilities that it owes. Well, let's have a look. Nice work.